deadlifts that we can discuss, and the two main deadlifts are the sumo deadlift and the conventional deadlift. However, today, just for our video, just for our demonstration, we're going to be going over the conventional deadlift as it's a more common deadlift, and I would recommend starting with this one just to kind of get the beginning going. With that, there's a few different topics that on how to complete the proper deadlift with proper form, and that is going over things such as the bar path, so the path of the bar will go, where you place your feet, additionally where the bar should be placed in line with your feet, if they should be towards the toes or more towards your shins, and then when completing the deadlift, properly prepare your back and tighten your back for completing the deadlift, as well as going over a couple different issues that people have, such as something called hip hinge, where they look while they're performing the deadlift, and also how they have their knees placed. All right, so with that being said, let's begin with this. So let's start this, and I just want to show an example of what it looks like to have the deadlift with a bit of an issue. Oops. So if we will look here, when we're beginning the deadlift, as I mentioned, something that I had said about having a tight back is an issue with this is how the back is very rounded there. One thing that is very important, in fact, I would say is the most important, is not having a rounded back here. As you can see, it's much more round. The reason for this is when the weight increases and gets heavier, a lot of people commonly will actually injure their back in this area. So as you can see, if I erase this, I have a back curved like this quite a bit. When you're dealing with heavier weight, areas like here, when it's so rounded, is typically prone to facing injury with that. So that's the first concern. Now let's move on so we can see what's next. So if you see, I complete the lift here, and here what's the issue is we have our arms coming down here in line with the bar path. Now the problem with this is, if you'll see, you can't see through the weight, but the knees come out and back. So problem is when I go to complete the deadlift, the bar will have to move out over my knees in order to move up. So this, obviously, for this weight is easier. However, once it becomes heavier weight, it becomes much harder to bring the weight over my knees. So we'll continue this video just so you can see the demonstration. And this is a common issue. It's just you discover how to feel the proper formation. So if you'll see, I have to bring the bar out and across there. So let's just review that a little bit slower. So right here, once again, we have the bar coming over my knees. So I have to come out and bring the bar out past my knees in order to successfully lock out at the top. Okay, that should be on how it can be too far out. But we've also looked at the concerns of having your back being rounded too much, as that can cause injury. You've also now let's go over a couple different things on what we can do to complete the deadlift in proper form. So once again, I come back in, and you set up properly in the deadlift form. So I will go over briefly in a moment. Position. I'm setting up. I have my back tight by engaging my lats. Now I'm looking forward here. The reason I look forward is because it helps to promote a flat back. So you'll see the flat back looking forward, and it's properly set up. I can bring it back down, and I'm set up in the same position every time, again and again. I'm looking forward to keep my back flat. My knee is properly in position, and the bar is lined up with the armpit area, as it will be able to complete the straight pass. So I'll show you once again just how the proper formation, should look to complete the proper bar path. So let's take a look here just to finish out. So the bar should be coming up and straight with a proper lockout. Back is in the same position, still looking forward, and it's completed. All right, thank you. Next, I will show you how to properly place your feet.